Hey, welcome back to the AL.com film room. I'm Matt Scalisi here with Cole Cubelic. We're going to be previewing Auburn's big game against Arkansas this weekend by taking a look at one of the plays from last year's meeting between these two teams. And Cole, really one of the things that Arkansas was able to do last year, at least early on in the game against Auburn, was have a lot of success running the ball right at that Auburn defense, and it was able to open up some other things for them early in that game.
A lot of success early, and one of the reasons I was a little concerned about this game for Auburn is physically it was such a mismatch. And I think you have a team, you look at what LSU did to Auburn earlier in the season last year, you have a team in Arkansas that is built to do the same things, they just didn't have the personnel to do it the way LSU did. And as you watch the way things unfolded on this first series for Arkansas, when that Auburn defense was fresh, they had things rolling early on, really did. We'll take a look here at the first play. And what you'll see when this Auburn defense comes to the line of scrimmage, 12 personnel, this is my favorite formation in football, single back, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers wide on one on each side, really puts the defense in a bind and stretches the defense out, in my opinion. Watch the safety for Auburn on the near sideline, run down to the line of scrimmage, going to try and help in run support. Travis Swanson, the center, is going to pull around, gets the edge right there, and that opens up, obviously, a first down on the initial play for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Swanson not going to be back. That's good news for Auburn this year. And you'll see Kiero Small kind of in a fullback role for Arkansas again as we go to play 2. We'll freeze it there and take a look at this defense right before the play. And what you're going to see is a similar formation. This time they'll flip the strength down to the near side. That Auburn defense has to adjust. And again, this Arkansas offensive line, just a nice job coming off the football, trying to get a little play action and sneak that underneath. One concern for Auburn's defense this year before we continue is, can they find that speed rusher? Can they find a guy to get to the quarterback? You see on that play right there, coming off the first success with the run play, going to try to go to a play action, sneak in a big play, and D Ford just neutralizes that. He's a guy that can close the gap from the line of scrimmage to the quarterback so quickly that he forced you to get rid of that football a lot earlier. He's not a guy that even if he bought on the fake, can't make up that ground and get to the quarterback and force a negative play. A nice thing that he did there for Auburn.
And Auburn will have to find a way to do that without both D Ford and Carl Lawson for at least much of the season.
You know, the speed rusher off the edge, and I've spoken to Ellis Johnson this summer, is something he's very concerned about. Is it going to be an extra defender in the box? Is it going to be a guy like a Justin Garrett at that star position, a Casanova McKenzie from inside linebacker maybe walking up outside? Because we've heard so much about this Rhino package. Guys like Gabe Wright moving out to defensive end, Montravius Adams out to defensive end, which I really do like because that's going to beef up this Auburn front. There were games like this, games like LSU, where I think this front was pushed around a little bit, kind of punched in the mouth, so to speak, and they've got to get bigger and more physical. That's one way to do it. But by doing that, you lose a little more speed, and a guy like D Ford shows you how valuable he was on that last play.
So setting the tone, obviously so important again for Auburn this year when they're going to face Arkansas this weekend.
Absolutely. And I think if the Hogs get that run game going early, it's going to be so interesting to watch because of the depth issues at defensive end, the unknowns of who that speed rusher will be. We saw the impact of D Ford on the 3rd or 4th play of the game last year. Who fills that role? And then with some of the different looks that we know we're going to get from Ellis Johnson's defense, physically, how do they stand up to that Arkansas rushing attack?
Well, we'll see how Auburn and Arkansas match up this weekend, and we'll be back next week to take a look at a play from that game. We'll break it down here with Cole again in the film room. Cole, thanks for coming.
Thank you.